morning she was. Song. I don't know what to say to you now. Standing right in front of you now. I want to take you higher. Till our hearts are the only sound. So somebody's still having a difficult time speaking up. I want to give you wild love. Ooh, alrighty then. So, I went to bed last night at a ridiculously early time because I was tired. Because I was up late with that Prince Charming cat that has gone missing again. Actually, he's out, I guess, cruising the neighborhood. I hope. I don't know. His collar came off, and I hadn't been able to get him a new collar before he left, so I was worried. Maybe the people that actually own him took him in the house because he didn't have a collar, but scared me when he didn't come back. I think about coyotes. But I can't think about that because what I heard yesterday was if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, right? And I'm not going to go chasing or worrying about him. He's been out there on his own before. So thank you guys all for your prayers. Everybody sent all kinds of prayers and well wishes for him. And like I said, we asked for what was in his highest good. So that's what is going to happen for him. But anyway, I went to bed really, really early. I went yesterday and went hiking on the trail. And actually, I'm going to talk about that. I went yesterday and I said to Spirit, what do I do? Because my heart chakra was spinning. Remember, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I heard someone needs your help. And I ran down to see the cat. He was gone. And my heart chakra was just like ready to explode. So it didn't ever stop. I worked my way through it, and it helped me when I do my readings. I had private readings to do. That was good. But then when I sit here with my alone time, I didn't have anything to distract me. And I couldn't meditate. I couldn't lay there. I couldn't do anything. And Spirit said exercise and something else. So I thought, all right. And I went out to my boulders to go climb them. And I ran into the biggest rattlesnake I've ever seen in my life. I've only seen 3 rattlesnakes up close and personal when I was in Sedona hiking. But this was crazy. I was going along in my flip-flops, and I've always kind of hiked that way. Even in Sedona, I walk. I do my power walks in flip-flops. I pretty much do everything in flip-flops. And there he was lying across my trail. And I heard there's a snake in the grass. Actually, but he wasn't in the grass. He was going across the sunny path, going into his little den. He was going into his nest. And he was huge. His body was bigger than my arm. Not quite the size of my calf. I've got really big calves. But bigger than my arm. And he was easily 6 feet tall. Long. Okay, so right then I'm already saying that this is a man or a very tall woman. And when I saw him or her, I stopped and I'm like, okay, I saw, first of all, a snake and I was all excited. Wasn't thinking a rattlesnake because I usually see gopher snakes, and I stopped and looked at it and I'm like, that's a rattlesnake, isn't it? And when I stopped, it stopped. And when I looked into its nest, it had turned around and it was already in there, coiled up, and it was his tail was following in after him. So it was like, dang, this thing was huge. So I said, I'm just going to step this way and you go that way, and I don't want to bother you. And obviously he'd been out basking in the sun. The sun's important. And I said yesterday to us, if you trying to get yourself together, what would be really helpful is to spend a little time in the sun. So it's healing to stay in the sun. So that's what he had gone in from being out in the sun and was going back into his little den. So probably meditating, probably had eaten because it was huge. But rattlesnake totem, it's time to cast away illusions or unhealthy beliefs or unrealistic expectations, whether they're emotional, spiritual, or physical. And one of the major lessons from the snake symbolization is the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. And when I got back after seeing him, I had dinner with my landlord. He made dinner for us. We were sitting on the patio, and it was interesting because this lake is so filled with lots of animals and birds, right? And this morning I woke up to the birds all playing. They were so loud. But last night, I only saw the white crane and one California condor, which was also speaking about death, rebirth, and transformation. Now, I'm going to give you the different messages for rattlesnake, because it's different than snake. Snake can be healing, shedding your skin, getting rid of old layers, letting go of the past, rebirth, renewal, right? Renewal. We're in the middle of Mercury retrograde. So if that snake was basking in the sun, had just fed, and was going to go into his cave to meditate, that's going in for healing, preparing for a rebirth, is what I would think. But we'll give you the different messages, because they're powerful and they're dangerous, right? So because of that, they're viewed negatively in the Native American cultures. They're associated with violence and revenge. And it was interesting because that was the first message. I didn't get a happy message from that rattlesnake, I have to tell you. It was a negative message. I heard there's a snake in the grass. And I was shown who it was. And it was negative. And because they're powerful and dangerous, they're also associated with witchcraft. So it could be somebody, as I said, that has recognizes their spiritual, psychic or powerful abilities, but they're not using it in the proper form. They're misusing it. So yesterday I got the devil. The devil just showed up. Now the devil and it came in reverse. So the devil isn't always negative in tarot. It can represent sexual energy, right, which is creation. But it was also like there's the magician, and the magician in the upright can do anything, right? You can do anything, you can manifest. But if you're in the negative, if you're in your ego mind instead of in your higher self, and you're a reverse magician, you would be a rattlesnake. You're now using your abilities for negative because you're focused on revenge, feelings of revenge. You're angry about something. So rattlesnakes sometimes appear as punishment to bring, which this is interesting to me. Instead of the one being in the negative, like that snake being in the negative, it could just represent what happened. Remember the falling tower we were given? So the way they talk about it in legends was punishment to bring vengeance on sinful people or their families, as coming from an angry witch. But when it's not for us to judge another, and it's not for us to punish another. It's not for us to mete out karma. Karma is just cause and effect. You do something positive or negative, and there's an effect, right? That's karma. So when I looked at that snake, and I thought, and someone said he just fed, and I got a negative feeling about it, I knew that there was karma there. And what I said to the snake was, you've already bit me once, but you need to remember that I'm the red hawk. And the red hawk is one of the rattlesnake's natural predators, because they're able to lift the snake off the ground into the air, which means I'm going to take you from your physical ego mind and the way you're doing things down here, and I'm going to go to spirit. I'm going to deal with you in the form of my spiritual ways. And I don't mean negative. I mean, I'm going to take the high road, right? I'm going to turn this over to spirit and allow them to handle it. And you deal with your own karma. So I said, you go your way, I go my way. And the best advice, or the best investment of your time would be to slither back in your hole, unless you want to see. Because I thought, what would I be able to do? As I was walking, I said, what can I be able to do to protect myself against a rattlesnake when I'm hiking? I mean, even if I had jeans or boots on, I could still get bit through my leg, right? So I said I would have to wear armor. And then I heard that in my head, and I thought, I already have armor, spiritual armor. And so I said that would be the best advice, the greatest investment of your time would be to slither back in your hole, because you've already struck out once. The next time, once spirit allows things to go for a bit of time. They allow people to act in a shitty manner, right? There are lessons everyone has to learn, but then it's taken upon spirit takes it upon themselves, and they handle it. Karma is handled, and it will be meted out not by me or not by you, but by karma itself. It just comes back on them. So this message was about the vengeance on these ones. So basically it was their karma coming back at them. So the smartest thing, you've done something, don't know why you've done what you've done. It wasn't right. You knew what you were doing. It was evil. It was because of jealousy or anger or revenge or whatever the reason you did what you did. The smartest thing for you, since you've lashed out, you've hurt people, and there's going to be karma that's going to come back. we don't know what it is, and it's not for, I don't even want to be involved in that because that's negative energy for me. But the smartest thing for this one, as we cross paths again, was, look, you've already struck once, but I am the Red Hawk and I have armor, and my armor is my spiritual team, and they will deal with you. So it's kind of like, people, when they're like, oh, karma, I'm gonna take it upon. No, we don't take it upon ourselves, and we don't wish karma on anyone else, because we've all done things that we wish we hadn't done, right? And we all end up having to, reap the consequences of that. But if you continue to behave in a way that's harmful and hurtful for others, that was a message saying Spirit's going to take care of that, and it's going to shut you down. So you best slither back into your hole rather than come out against someone you may feel is vulnerable or weak, because you don't understand spirituality and you don't respect or get the fact that they have an entire spiritual team on their side. And maybe you have been allowed to do what you have done up until this point, but this is the month of retribution. This is a month of settling scores. This is the month of balancing karma. We just had the full moon in Libra. And right now, that's what's going on. And that's what I saw in that message, is that whatever it is. So the message to you guys is, I just got it. It was like, don't worry about it. I just saw the tower. They literally just showed me the tower. So that is the falling tower. And it's someone else's falling tower, because it is the consequences of their action. I can't believe they literally just showed me the tower. I'll show you guys. I'm sitting here looking at something, and watch. It'll pop up again in a second. They're showing me Big Ben. Look at the number 5. Big changes. Significant change happening in your life right now. Always for the better. Be a good idea to call upon Spirit for help with these changes. But check it out. I wonder if it'll pop up again. I just turned my head and I looked over. 5 must-see places. Maybe it'll be. Okay, so there's the wheel. That's the wheel. And look, the number 10, the gateway. So the wheel moving forward. And there's the train of destiny. Nothing stops destiny. Right? That's interesting. Going over your emotional waters. Purchasing. Living your life. You're doing your thing. You're moving forward. A lot about movement. Right? Forward movement. Change. Different places. Travel. Hold on. This is interesting. So we see the wheel. That means that could be world travel. That could be travel over the water. But it also means the wheel is moving forward. And here, okay, so a palace. I hear that song. And then the London Bridge. So a bridge, traveling from where you are to where you want to go. That's also a tower bridge. The tower. The tower bridge. There's a tower. There's 2 towers in that bridge. I got to think about that. And then Big Ben is the clock ticking down. So it's time. There's 2 towers. Okay, so there's a bridge. Okay, here we go. There's a bridge. The bridge is just like we saw. I keep talking about the granary, but it's amazing. The granary that was being moved because it was being torn down, right? And it was stopped. A wealthy benefactor saved it. It was going to be taken across the bridge of its water, emotional waters. That's a bridge to get from one place to another. But there were 2 towers on that bridge. So one tower is the falling tower and a negative, and one tower is a positive when you rebuild, because whatever comes down was built on faulty ground. And remember, the granary was being planted on the other side of the emotional waters to be put down to put new roots down, like we got yesterday about the family tree that was split with lightning, and it was time to put down new roots, and then it was going to be restored to its natural beauty, standing on its own, right? So there's the 2 towers. So when the tower hits, it feels negative, and it can be very, very difficult. And yet it's extremely positive, because then something new is being built, because what you had wasn't in your highest good. So that snake could have been the negative aspect, which is what I saw, but there was also a positive aspect to it, because it was fed something. It was nourished with something, and then it was going to go into meditation and heal and get ready to move forward, because once they eat and they grow, they shed their skin and they turn into something different. So there's a positive. Also, and you think about rattlesnake was the rattlesnake was first to bring death because of poison, but it was also described as defending itself from attacks or avenging itself for past abuse. So that rattlesnake could have been a positive rattlesnake, and that rattlesnake just saw justice done. And sometimes we are the ones that meet justice out, and we don't, it's just cause and effect. I mean, I'm living my life and it comes through us. So whatever the case is, there was a positive. Now, maybe that rattlesnake bit or lashed out because it was in defense of itself, right? Also, no, I think I'll leave it at that because we've already talked about renewal and shedding of skins, and it's definitely, it's about sexual energy as well, though. And sexual energy came up yesterday quite a bit. The devil was here, and I thought, and I got right away. It's not negative. It's sexual energy, and that's what I was feeling yesterday. Remember, my heart chakra was spinning all day long. It was intense. So it was about embracing it, knowing it, exploring it, knowing it's safe for you to do that. Shedding of your own skin. And so maybe you have, misconceptions about sexuality or your own body image, right? That you need to pay attention to and maybe redirect and figure out. Maybe shed old skins in regards to, the perfect body, or that it's okay to do this. Or maybe you were raised that it's wrong to do this or that or the other. This is about embracing your sexuality. As long as you're coming from a place of honor, whatever you do is your own business. Whatever you do behind closed doors is your business, period. And as long as you come from a place of honor and no one is dishonoring you, it's fine. Also with the snake, because of the way they sense things through vibration and their smell. They use their tongue to smell. So it's about connecting to your surroundings and getting the truth of, feeling the situation out and recognize where were my traps before along my life's path and discard the ones that caught me in a place of difficulty. Also, you look at the snake, the way they move very smoothly across the ground, don't they? They're slickery. So it's about balancing your energy and that you are able to move through your life changes smoothly. You think about the snake charmer, right? Charming. Interesting. So you're very charming. You hold people's attention. There's something mysterious about you. You sense what others are feeling or thinking. You've got a confidence and a self-assuredness. And you're able to move in and out of conversations like slithering in and out. You're very flexible and open-minded. So it's very positive, that snake could be, right? If you see one in your dreams, it could be worries that there's hidden fears or there's worries that are buried down beneath that something's going to come back and bite you. It could be that. Negative thoughts are going to come back and bite you, right? Alerting you to something that hasn't surfaced yet. Of course, it could be a phallic symbol. That's why I kept getting, I heard the devil is here, and I heard sexual energy, and it could represent that you feel sexually overpowered or sexually threatened. It could be that there's a dangerous or forbidden sexuality or a temptation coming towards you. Remember, we were going to have two offers, a good one and a negative one. Maybe you're inexperienced or nervous or unable to keep up and you're afraid. So that's your fear of sexual intimacy or commitment. It could be referring to a rotten snake, right? Callous, ruthless. You can't trust them. That's what I saw. I saw a rotten snake. But there may have been two represented. So it does represent healing, transformation, and renewal and positive change as well. So whatever things come to mind whenever you see the snake, I was given, and now that I think about it, what I feel that I saw was that the snake in the grass was uncovered. He was found out what he had done. That's what I think I got. Okay, so that's it for snake, and I'm going to turn on the radio, see if we got anything else.
Google Assistant. Pick up superhero bounce house, find superhero balloons, get superhero masks. I need superhero coffee.
Superhero. Well, Spirit's my superhero. I don't know what deck to work with today. Angels, Gods, and Goddesses I just heard. Okay, and I don't have it out here, so let's go get it. Angels, Gods, and Goddesses. Oops. Okay. Thirsty. Alrighty. This is by, this deck is by Tony Carmine Salerno. I like him a lot. Lucy Cavendish and Tony Carmine Salerno are my favorite authors as far as oracle cards. Correct neutrality on all levels. Correct neutrality on all levels. Two more. I'm going to shuffle in a different way. I just ask Spirit to show me when it's ready. And generally a card will flip out or I'll get blocked. Okay, well that was it. They went flying. All right. First message. All right. So, Goddess of Sacred Power. Okay. And the colors that I'm seeing as well. I've got titanium and... think, Sherry. Lepidolite are my two colors. So, the Goddess of Sacred Power, you're being encouraged to take a leading role in your current situation. First thing I notice is that person's wearing a mask. Right? You can see through it. So, they do have the symbols, sacred symbols, and they've got the fire, like the highlighted. So, they are, and I'm seeing the Rose of Friendship, yellow. Also, I am worthy, I am capable, I am, the solar plexus. High spiritual colors wrapping around this one. So I feel there's a thinning of the veil. So you're getting information. You have the ability to move forward. But that's not the first message I got. First message I got was, I'm not hiding anymore. I almost feel like I'm pulling that veil down. That's what I got. I'm not hiding anymore. So if you're not hiding anymore, and Spirit's telling you to remove that veil completely. Take the mask completely off. You're already showing yourself. So you may as well step completely out from behind the curtain, Wizard of Oz. Right? You've got the ability. And Spirit wants you to take a leading role. In regards to, it's either a family issue or... that it's a project or a family issue. I'm getting a lot about family, and that snake, that was about family. I've been getting a lot about problems within families, and you're being encouraged to take a leading role in this situation. You are saying, maybe you've been hiding your truth, the truth of how you feel, and you've started to allow yourself to be seen, and Spirit's saying, it's time. Or maybe you've gone in and you have built yourself up strong enough, and you're now able to stand in your power. Maybe you weren't before. Maybe you weren't speaking your truth, but you have reconnected. You've gone in and you've healed and you've reconnected. So Spirit is telling you to remove the rest of that mask and step forward, because right now somebody needs to lead. Being too democratic is not working. You've been trying to be the good guy. You've been trying to be the helpful and kind and what is it? I don't know. I almost feel like towing the line, or I feel like that one sitting on the couch, that bored, stifled, and stuck. Remember, sitting on that prim and proper couch, trying to be a gentleman, trying to be a lady. Just want everyone to get along, right? Yeah. Well, right now that's not working. So everybody's got an opinion, and they're not all going to agree. No one's ever going to agree. But right now somebody needs to do something, because right now you're kind of at a stalemate. Because it's aimlessly floating along. It's like in the lake right now, if you didn't take the oar and start rowing somewhere, you wouldn't get anywhere, because there's no air, there's no movement. Now, Spirit says there is movement right now. There's 5. We saw people moving across their emotional waters, right? In those videos, we saw the number 5 changes, a significant change. So if you don't put your oar in the water, it's going to go somewhere you don't want it to go. So you best get in there and decide where you want to go, right? Have the courage to take control and say, this is what I want. You don't have to be aggressive and angry and bitter. Whatever we do, we want to come from a place of love, but you've got to be strong enough to follow your own intuition, follow the guidance that Spirit's clearly giving you signs and messages. They're all over you, right? You already know what you want. So you need to do something. I already know you're there. I see you. You think that you're hidden, but look at it. Your camouflage is see-through. Like it's very clear. I mean, I am saying this personally. I do know who you are, and I do see you, and it's very clear. And it's interesting to me that you don't think that I know that. I find that confusing, actually. But so you might as well just step out, right? What is it that you want? Ask the universe to guide you, and then follow through on what it is that you actually want. First message. All right, next message. Correct neutrality on all levels. Correct neutrality on all levels. So for me, I speak out, right? I don't have a problem speaking out because I don't speak out on my own. I speak out when I'm guided to, and when Spirit gives me something, I speak. So that's me taking a leading role. And sometimes I have to speak out and I'll say things that people don't want to hear, right? Like yesterday when I saw that snake, I spoke what I saw. And I wondered if I spoke, when I said it, I was wondering, should I have done that? And then I saw a stink bug right afterwards. And I thought, I wonder if I wasn't supposed to cause a stink, right? By doing that maybe I was, because we got earlier about laying low, maybe, but then that came out and it was interesting because when I'm moved, like really moved to do something, I don't think about it. I just go. That's when my higher self is speaking. So when I saw the stink bug, I thought, did I just cause a stink? Or did I just find out that bug was a real stinker? Because that's what I felt when I saw the snake, right? So the stink bug was talking about clarifying dreams, visions, and insights. And it's showing you how to connect seemingly separate, unrelated events together with your intuition, and it's telling you to pay attention to your instincts about people, situations, and circumstances. So what I was getting was correct, is what the stink bug was showing me. Yeah, that person was a real stinker. There was a bug, and it was him. And what's interesting is with stink bug medicine, they're sensitive to what's hidden, and they read between the lines. So they're a sharp she's a sharp communicator, and she gets to the point. Are you being direct? Yes, I was. Right? I think it's funny that I got confirmation right after I did what I did. The balance of, she teaches a balance of concealment and, surfacing, stepping forward, whether it be at work, school, community, relationships, or are you overloaded and you need to step back? Maybe you're overwhelmed because, yesterday, I shut off yesterday and went in, just like that snake. And I shut off last night and went in. It was too much for me, right? So so it's about knowing when to pull in and when to pull back and when to step forward. And as I said, when you have no thought, and I don't mean just like I fly off the handle and I shoot my mouth off. That's not what it was. When I feel a strong movement to do something, I do it. When I get a feeling like, I don't know if I should do this, well then no, you shouldn't, because you're hesitating. So that means no. I've learned with myself when I'm supposed to speak and when I don't. So to see the stink bug afterwards was confirmation. It was helpful to me. Also, a stink bug is about using the balance of positive and negative, right? Because they can be stinky, They show how to transform and shed what's not needed any longer, which you think about the snake that I just saw, right? So they're showing 12 to 14 days will show you which direction you should be going. 5 separate stages. We got the number again, 5. So the lessons span about a month, where new ideas and thoughts are fully developed. So within the next month, I'll see where I am in a month. But within 2 weeks, my birthday's coming up on the 9th, so I was shown that something's going to be happening around my birthday. So I thought I would show that out to you. That's another animal totem, stink bug. All right, something else came to my mind, and I can't think of what it was, so we'll just drop it and go here. Angel of support. So this is nice, always. Spirits heard you. They've heard your cries. They've heard your worry, your fear, your doubt. They've heard that you are tired. They've seen the struggles that you've been going through. And they have not only heard, seen, but they have sent support. The support is already there. And in Spirit's eyes, it's already dealt with. We may not feel that energy coming yet, but they want you to feel that energy. They want you to recognize the energy coming towards you. If this is about emotional issues, you're being helped. You're going to be guided. Now, this is the deal. It doesn't just fall in your lap. A bag of gold doesn't fall in your lap. You know, as I sit at my desk, I got to work. God helps those who help themselves. We work in unison with the messages and guidance that we get. You're shown action steps to take, and then it will be helpful, right? That's how Spirit helps us. They guide us to the right things. They send the right people, the right circumstances. They know that if we do what we're meant to do, we'll meet up with the right circumstances and the right people and opportunities. So the first message we got was take a leading role, move forward in regarding your family or the project. That was the first message. So that was the first guidance that we were given in order to help us. So your financial or emotional well-being right now, it's about to take a turn for the better. They show an unexpected blessing coming your way. So yes, we work in our guidance, but we do draw to us what comes to us, right? So this is not like lucky. You deserve this. You've brought this to yourself. You've deserved this by your choices, by your actions, by your the love that you've chosen to send out, by the work that you've done in. There's a blessing coming towards you, and they want you to just relax now. So when we get things like this, I did a reading for someone yesterday, and it was really, really positive, and the person was concerned, and the reading was just off the hook. It was so positive. And I said, this should help you relax. The whole point now is now you can surrender. It's okay. We get it. We know that every day you wake up and you have doubt again because you don't see it yet, but it's coming. So when you're getting a positive message like this, that is a sign from Spirit that you can relax. Trust. The universe is wanting to help you. They're working together to help you. They're coming together as a team. So it could be an emotional support, it could be material support, and it could be coming from someone you know, or it could be coming from a completely different outside source. Unexpected offers. Remember, there's opportunity. Remember, there was a negative offer, but there's going to be an opportunity that was really positive. So the whole key message is to stop worrying. Oops, sorry. You didn't see that, but I sloshed my... Oh, and when I looked down and I saw titanium's been coming up a lot. Like when I said I would need to have some kind of a shield around me to protect me from that rattlesnake's bite. And somebody else pointed something out to me yesterday, and I guess they were asking for help. That's what it was. They were asking for help. And they saw this little bag, and inside there was a little, I don't know if it was a crystal or if it was, I don't think it was a crystal. I think it might have just been like a little glass bead. But it looked, I said, it's titanium. It was the color of titanium. So that was the message. And the titanium, not only is it a protector, but it promotes healing. This is the titanium, and I've got it sitting in front of us. So when I saw the angels of support, and I saw the purple colors, purple is a high spiritual color. It's coming from Spirit. I also see the yellow solar plexus. Look at the colors. The color of communication, but also Archangel Michael. The color of the divine masculine and the sun and the Father and the solar plexus. I'm capable, I am worthy. And the purple, high spiritual color. Also the color of Archangel Zadkiel, which comes to mind for me right now. But the titanium in itself, this is titanium rainbow aura quartz. That's what you see. It's like amethyst that's in the titanium, mixed with hematite. So it is an energizing stone. It helps you feel grounded and centered, and it gives you energy all at once. It helps help you release sorrow, replacing it with joy, and bringing in humor and helping you relax. It activates and enhances your mental abilities to help you be more confident and self-aware and focused. So our protection doesn't always have to come from a shield, from an outside shield. A protection can come from our own internal thoughts and feelings. You know, if we believe we are strong, we are strong. If we feel that we're weak and susceptible to attack, we are. So this is about using the crystals of the earth to build our own defense system and put our own armor up, right? And in a positive, happy way. It doesn't have to be a negative, I'm going to bring out a sword and a shield and slice you up and, you know, spit you out. It gives you courage, it gives you strength, and it gives you power to move you to a better place that aligns you with whatever is in your highest good. One of the affirmations that come from titanium is, I embrace life with joy, enthusiasm, and good humor. And I feel the flow of energy running through me strongly. Yes, baby. Yeah? You want love? Yeah? Yeah, love? So yesterday, when I was talking about that cat, I was saying, I'm going to shuffle. That cat was so loving, you know, Prince Charming. He was Prince. He was Prince Charming. He wanted to love on me. Love, 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 love. And I thought, geez, man, you know, I can't pick up Lily. She flips out. All she wants is treats. And Liger will give me a little bit of love, and then he's gone. And that cat was such a lover. And my landlord says, well, why don't you trade them in for him? And I looked at Liger and I said, I can never trade him in. He's 12. And then from that second on, he has been all over me. Look at him wink. He's just like, don't leave me. I love you. Yeah. So sometimes, if you don't pay attention to someone and now somebody else comes in and pays attention, you realize, whoop, wait a minute. I want her attention. Okay. Correct neutrality. So don't ignore the ones that are there for you, right? The ones that love you. Hold on. I got to put him up on his chest. Do you want to come up? Whoa. Okay, that was a sign from the universe to pick up my weights and exercise. All right, here we go. He ran away. All right, so this is very clear because the card flipped over. I like it when that happens. That's like real emphasis on this, okay? So here, the goddess of the sacred path. Let go of logic and trust your intuition. Okay, so you're trying to figure things out from a logical standpoint. You may be a very analytical person. You may be a very excellent business person. But when it comes to matters of the heart, you're not that fluid. I'm looking at this, seeing the Kundalini again when I see this, and I'm seeing the snake. Renewal. So are you trying to renew something? Look at me, you know, when I just said that about Liger. Don't ignore someone, and he wanted my attention when somebody else gave it to me. Are you thinking about that? Is there a renewal? And right when I say that, he came back. Hi. You didn't like that boy giving me attention, did you? No. So right now, you're trying to figure things out in a logical way, and it's not working. Because with spiritual things, as well as matters of the heart, it's not logical. It isn't logical. You can't figure out why Spirit does, how they do what they do. You can't logically explain to another who is not awakened. Ooh, there's our little businessman, our little victorious businessman in his suit, a sparrow, also talking about self-worth. So I sit here and I talk about the snake and the stink bug and the sparrow, and you know, all these things pop up. If I were to talk to somebody out there who was not an awakened individual, they don't understand how my brain thinks. How do you get that? You know, how do you know that's what it meant? Because I'm connected to my higher self. It's logical to me because I'm a spiritual person. But in this situation, Spirit's saying you're trying to think too much. You're trying to figure it out. And you're not going to figure it out because there's something mystical and magical about whatever's going on. And if you trust Spirit and listened to your intuition, this is your higher self, this is the goddess energy, the moon energy, the intuition. You pay attention to that, it will guide you to renewal, to whatever the renewal is. Because to me, that's what's jumping out is renewal, rebirth, also traveling higher. Make a wish upon the star. When I see the star card, that's everything is in front of you. The ability to have what you've wanted. It's there. There's stars, there's sparkles, there's magic around you right now. So whenever we see the number 111 or any ones, it's about, you know, Pay attention to what you're thinking about, because the universe is just taking a snapshot of your thoughts. Do you like what you're manifesting? Because if you're dreaming, daydreaming, thinking, you're bringing into existence what's in your mind. What you think about today is what you bring about tomorrow. So what would your life look like if you imagined it right now? You're imagining if it could be what you wanted, what does it look like? And you're not supposed to put limits on that. This morning, you guys have heard me talk about tiny homes, right? But I live in a studio. It's not very big. And my bathroom isn't in here. I don't have a kitchen. I have a microwave, and I've got appliances that I put away in drawers. Like literally, I have a tall boy dresser. And my tall boy dresser in the corner has appliances in it. Small ones. But my bathroom is outside, and Liger's cat box is outside, as well as my walk-in closet. So look at the size of this place. This is about the size of somebody's tiny home. This is too small for me. So I don't mind a tiny home, but it's got to be bigger. So I was thinking about that this morning. It just popped up, and I'm going to show you. That's more my idea of a tiny home. A little home, right? It's not huge, but it's adorable, and it's got 2 stories. It's got more than 1 room. But if you wanted to do a tiny home that was mobile, this is another one. Check out this one. Pop-ups. If you are people that go to the desert, people have the toy boxes that they haul out to the desert, and they've got pop-ups, right? And even motorhomes have pop-ups that can slide out. So there's a pop-up tiny home. So you have extra rooms. You've got upstairs, and you've got rooms that pop out. And then I added a feature. This fellow took him 2 years to build his tiny home, and it's amazing inside. So I was dreaming about, daydreaming about what would work for me. I like that, because you can pick that up and move it, right? You'd have to pull your furniture in and pull the pops back in, but it pops out, and it's adorable. So I can have that if I want. You can have whatever you have. You'd put it out there. Be truthful. The color of blue is the truth. Speak your truth. So be truthful and be honest with yourself. What is it that you would like to experience, imagine? And the thing is, the answer doesn't come from logic. Like right now, no. I can't afford to go build or buy a tiny home, and I don't even know where I'd go right now, but that's not what I'm going. It's not logical. It's not logical, Sherry. I'm not being logical. I'm planning my future. I'm thinking about the future. So, that's not logical. You couldn't do that. I mean, my job is here and blah, blah, blah. It's not our job to figure out how the universe works it out. It's our job to figure out what we would like. And when we're trying to figure out our answers, especially with what's going on in whatever the situation is right now, the answers aren't in your head because it's coming from your heart. It's something that means something to your heart. And also, all our head knows is what we have done and what we have experienced. It only knows how to go on automatic rewind. It doesn't know what the future holds. That's not going to work, because every time I've done that, this has happened. Yeah, well, this tomorrow isn't yesterday. So right now, you need to feel what your heart wants and move with what your heart is telling you, and stop the fear that's preventing you from moving forward and from reaching something amazing. This is going up. This is spiraling up. It's not spiraling down. Everything's possible. When we align our heart with our higher self, and we choose to experience everything that's wonderful and positive. I want the best. You or someone better. This or something better. I deserve it, and I want it. And I'm going to have it. I'm not sure how you're going to get it to me or how it's going to come, but it is. Trust the feelings that you have inside of you. When you have a feeling in your heart about something, but you logically can't figure it out, just say to Spirit, I know this is what my heart wants. I can't see how I can afford to move there, or I can't see how, they don't have a position right now in the company, or whatever. I don't know how I'm going to start this. Trust your feelings in your heart. That's our first step. And then we ask Spirit, we put it out to the universe, this is what my heart is longing for. I want a partner, a spiritual partner that loves animals, that loves to travel, that loves nature, that likes to talk about crystals, that wants to grow, but wants to be young and a kid and goof around. And that's what I will have in my life. Nothing less than that. Someone I'm spiritually, physically, emotionally, and sexually turned on to. And they are with me. Someone who loves me as much as I love them. My best friend. Someone where you can go and get a hug and know it's going to be better. That's what I will have. Right? That's what I put out there. And the universe will figure out how to bring it. As long as I stay on my path and I stand in my integrity and I'm honorable and I trust my feelings and I follow through with my intuition and take action steps when I'm guided to, like Spirit said, take a leading role, speak, because that's what I'm getting from this message right now. The color blue is speech, communication. Speak what you want. Speak out how you feel. So when I did that right now, I don't know if you guys have done this, but I say this to my clients all the time. When you're trying to manifest something, speak out loud. My heart chakra is spinning again as I started to speak about what I wanted to draw to me as far as a partner. My heart chakra is moving in unison with my mind. I am in alignment. It's a positive feeling. When your body moves in a positive way, your chakras start moving with you. You are positively thinking. When you go into fear and doubt, you're falling out of the balance and you're falling out of alignment with your higher self. So keep a list of things. Keep a journal. I post things. I think about things and I post them. Doesn't mean I have to stick with that, right? I've chosen Sedona. I've chosen the mountains. I've chosen all kinds of different things, and I change my mind. Or sometimes we get course corrected, and I'm always up for compromise, right? We have to be. We have to be flexible and adaptable, Spirit says, because whatever's in our highest good is what we're going to have. But start holding on to and keeping a journal and expressing out loud and exploring what it is that you really would love to have, do, and be in your life. As I said, if you come from an honest, self-loving and love towards another place, you're going to be guided by Spirit in this manner. Look at the colors. It's very peaceful, loving. This isn't a negative energy at all. This isn't angry colors. It's definitely active. It's active. Active. This is like active waiting. I'm in this studio, but I'm planning my future. I know I won't be staying in this studio long. This house is for sale. Right? It's time to move on. It's time to move up. And when I move on, I always move up. I don't leave and go backwards. I have continually, when I started out on my spiritual path, I had a 5-bedroom house, 2 cars, a dog, 2 cats, huge clientele, very prosperous job. And then I left it all to follow my spiritual path. And I lost everything over and over and over. But when I started coming back, each place I got better and better and better. And that's my intention. I have no intention of sliding backwards. I am climbing. I climb in my spiritual path, and I don't do that by not studying, by not researching, by not paying attention to the stink bug that landed on my path after I saw the rattlesnake. Not just paying attention, oh, there's a stink bug, but research why I saw the stink bug. I spend a lot of time researching. I spend a lot of time looking into things. It's important to me. This is my path. This is my journey. And I'm fascinated by everything that Spirit brings me. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly thinking. But I also have to allow Spirit to work with me. And so when I do the things that I'm guided to do, speak out loud about the things that I love, and it's all positive, right? And I know I'm doing my work. I'm walking my walk. I'm talking my talk. And I start feeling my heart chakra spin when I'm doing that, I have activated my heart chakra. I am drawing my soulmate to me by speaking out loud that way. I'm creating my future in front of me. I constantly do have that there. So there's always going to be nature. You're never going to see me asking to be put in a city with cement all around me. You're never going to see that. And that is one thing I can't compromise on. So Spirit says to us, we have to be willing to compromise. So in order to do that, we have to get clear on what we must have and then decide on the things that we can compromise on. I can't be in cement buildings and freeways and thousands of people rushing around by me and industry. I won't live in a place that way. I can't. It's not who I am, and it would kill me. So that is not something I'm willing to compromise on. Now, other things like, is it the forest? Is it Sedona? Is it, that home travels. My home is where my heart is, right? And sometimes you have to start small and work your way up. So that's compromise. But you can still dream about the future and see yourself moving forward. You don't ever stay in a place of stasis. It's always moving. This is constant flux, constant movement. And it should always be for the better. We should always be reaching. We should always be growing. Always. Forward movement. All right, you guys. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.